Hey there, this is Jane from the blog Chalking Up Success, and this is part 4 and the last video in the media stand makeover series. Today we're going to cover stenciling, distressing and finishing the furniture with Annie Sloan clear wax. So here I am making another chalk paint wash, and why am I doing that? Well, in part 3 I distressed this piece with my multi-purpose sander, and even though I really loved it at first, the more I looked at it, the more I could see that it didn't really fit in with the rest of the furniture in the room. It was a little bit too distressed really for the look I was going for. So now I've made another wash, but this time it's much thinner and mostly water really. To be honest, this is how I should have made it the first time around, and then I probably wouldn't have ended up with chalk paint all over my lounge. Anyway, I'm just going to keep blending the chalk paint wash over the media stand now until I get the look that I like. I found a really nice stencil for this side of this cupboard. I wanted to do a little bit something a little bit different. So I found online this lovely shop, and the shop owner, Julie, she sent me this gorgeous stencil that I managed to find, and I think it's absolutely amazing. I'll pick it up and show you. It's huge, this stencil, so I'm just going to be using obviously a small part of it. But this is the stencil, and it's going to come, it's going to come here, a little bit of it somehow, and I'll show you how it's going to look, because Julie sent me she sent me a lovely picture of how it looks, and this is it. So it's going to be over the side, and I bought some charcoal, I think, or anthracite paint, and that's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to put that on here, and I'm sure it's going to look amazing and I can't wait to get on with it. So that's what I'm doing next. I've given this chalk paint a good shake and a stir, and I don't want to saturate my brush with paint because it might seep underneath the stencil and ruin it. There's so much paint on the lid after shaking it that I'm just going to use that, and I'm dabbing off the excess on a piece of paper towel. For the stencil, I'm using this little can of Rust-Oleum chalk paint in the colour graphite, and these small tins are ideal for stenciling or for any small projects really, if you only need a small amount. Just in case you were wondering, I don't always use Annie Sloan chalk paint. It's just that for a long time that was the only chalk paint I could get where I live. Luckily, chalk painting furniture has become more and more popular even here, and now I can get various brands in my local DIY shop. Just the excuse I need to start more chalk paint projects. I think I need a bit more paint on my brush. Sometimes it's hard to judge, but that's why it's always best to start off with a small amount of paint. Once you start painting, you can see how thick the paint is and adjust the amount you put on the brush. Once the stencil is on and has had a chance to dry, you can start waxing it right away if you want to. I've explained this process before on the blog, and I'll leave a link to a tutorial in the notes below. Otherwise, and I know I've mentioned this before in my other videos, but you might not have seen those, so just in case, if you sign up to our newsletter, you receive our free ebook as a thank you. It's called 10 Easy Steps to Transforming Your Home with Second-Hand Furniture. And it's packed full of information and tips to help you paint and finish furniture in one weekend or less. That is, of course, unless you have a frozen shoulder like me, then it might take you a little longer, but you get the gist, don't you? So this whole piece, including the stencil, has had one full coat of Annie Sloan clear wax. Now I want to tone down the distressing a bit, and I'm using white wax for that. I'll leave a link below to my bookcase makeover where I describe this process more, but basically it makes the distressing a little bit more subtle. So here's the media stand. It's all finished and in its place, and I really love how this has turned out, and it's perfect in this spot. I can't wait to start my next project, and I've already got something up my sleeve, so watch this space. If you like this video, remember to hit the like button below and share it with your friends and family or someone you think it might help. You hit the subscribe button and hit the bell if you want to be notified every time I post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.